Hello, I'm Sean, and welcome to Sitecore Content Managers, Lesson 3, Media Library. So what I want to cover in the Media Library lesson is something I think is really important for the speed of your site and just uh, keeping Sitecore page speeds fast and just the size of your database small, which is image scaling and compression. So we'll cover some techniques that I use to achieve small image sizes and fast page speeds. I'll show you how to upload images as well as how to bulk upload using zip files into the Sitecore Media Library. We'll do a bit of work with the Sitecore image tool, and I'll show you some ideas and techniques for organizing your media library, as well as we'll do a bit of work with some of the other media types that are supported in the Sitecore Media Library. All right, so let's get right into it then. Got my sandbox instance here. I'm just going to log in as content author. All right, so if we go to the content editor, we can get to the media library from there. What I'm going to do is get some example images. Um, honestly, just a wide aspect ratio image is fine. Let's say this one. Okay, all right. I'm just going to run GIMP here, just in case you're not used to this kind of work. And I'm just going to open an image that I downloaded. I've actually already scaled it, but I will open it again. Asks to convert, which is fine. So we'll go to image, scale image. I'm going to scale it to let's do 800 pixels. That'll make it nice and small. I think that'll work for our site. But yeah, if this is being displayed, say at this resolution, you might want to go a little bigger. I will always err on the side of fast versus high resolution because fast wins in the web. So I'm going to just change the name of this file to scaled. I'm just going to overwrite that. So I like to also just lower the quality and improve the compression even more on JPEGs. So there we go. We've got a compressed file. So now if we go back to Sitecore, I can upload this image. I'm going to put it in the banners. And I'll show you this in a bit. So downloads. And it's this file. So we can see that it went from 2 megs to 57K. So that's way smaller. So I've uploaded it. I'm just going to put an alt tag on it. Lock and edit. Let's say that. Okay, so now that file is up, it's compressed and uploaded into the media library. All right, I've got a whole bunch of social media icons that I want to upload into Sitecore. Here they are, and there's a whole bunch. I don't want to upload these one at a time, so I'm going to use the bulk upload feature. So first I need to put them into a compressed folder. So I've selected them all and then right click Add to compressed folder, call it social icons. Name doesn't really matter. So we'll close that. Go to the folder I want them to go into, social folder. I think that's selected. It's sort of hard to tell. Pick my social icon zip file and unpack zip archives. Hit upload, and there they are. All right, so there's our icons. They're all missing alt tags. That's something we can add in as we use them, which we'll do in a future tutorial when we start working on the footer. I'm just going to show the Sitecore image editor. So I'm going to pick this banner that we just added, this new image that we just added. And I'm just not going to worry about its alt tag right now. Save it. Okay, so if we hit edit image, we can crop this. So I'm going to make this crop really obvious, and we'll really just take this content here and make that our banner. So hit enter and save. So this will update the image in the media library. So if we go to media library, so I think this should be obvious, and you can see that the file sizes or the image dimensions have changed, so the crop has been applied. I'm just going to publish this just to be sure that this thing is published. Go back to the home page. You can see it's been cropped. All right, so let's go through our workflow. I'm going to submit and approve. All right, so that should be live now. So if we go to our site, hit refresh. All right, so we've got a new banner and the image is cropped. Okay, so one more thing I want to show with image editing. I'm going to upload a very large image, so no scaling has been done. It's a 5 megabyte image. So we're going to it's going to be sluggish. We're going to see how long that took to load, right? So it's a big file. It's 5,000 pixels wide, almost 6,000. And here's the file size. So 5.4 meg. So I'm going to use this banner on the home page, and I'm going to select it. I'm going to edit it. So it's so big that I have to scroll around just to see it. So I'm going to hit resize. So we get this window, stretch it a little bit. So I'm going to set it to my 800 width that I like. If you keep the aspect ratio, it won't stretch or skew it. So let's do that. There, that's a lot better. Save. So we've resized that image. So let's go to the media library. Save for us. So now we can see the width is 800 pixels wide, and the file size is more like 60K. So that's a lot better. So I'm just going to publish this image. And then if we go through our workflow and approve, there's our new image. All right, so that's some of the image editing functions in Sitecore. Okay, so next I'm going to show just PDF files. This is pretty straightforward. So I've gone into the files folder, hit upload. I've got a PDF sample here to use. just this preferred shares report. So I'm just going to upload that. Let's just make sure it's published. So pretty straightforward. There's our PDF, some information about it. So what we can do now is link to this document to download it. So I'm going to go back to our homepage. The only link I have available to work with, other than the footer links, which we haven't gone into yet, is this one, this CTA. So General Link has this insert media link option. So I'm just going to go right into the files folder, and there's our report. Call it the, I don't know, shares report. And this is fine. Insert. So now we're linking to that media item. So I'm just going to publish this. Oops, submit. Link to shares report. Approve it. Looks good. Okay. So if we go to our site, so now we've got shares report link. And if I click this, it downloads this PDF, which we can view. All right, so that is PDFs in the media library. Right, so before we finish off this lesson, I just wanted to talk a little bit about different ways to organize your media library, because it very quickly gets out of hand. There is no one way to do this, unfortunately. Depends a lot on how you want to use the media library and how much reuse you get or you want out of your media library files. So one very common approach is to just structure your folder structures the same as the site structure. So if you, for example, have products pages, you would have a page probably for each product, and then you'd also have a folder, a media library folder for each product with images of that product inside of that folder. Another way to do it is if you have a site where you're going to be sharing images a lot across pages, you might want to organize your images by aspect ratio. So depending on where the images appear in a page, they're going to need to be different sizes. And you don't want to be picking images that don't work in the location that you're going to be putting them. So you're going to want to pick certain sized images. And if you're sharing images a lot, it's a lot easier to pick them based on their aspect ratio and not make the mistake of picking an image that isn't going to work nicely. And then another option is to group them by subject or theme. So you may need, if you've got a lot of content, for example, you may want to, get a lot of, and you're looking for a lot of reuse out of your images, you may want to organize them that way so that you can find them quickly in the media library. So this has been a long lesson. What we've learned a lot of stuff about the media library. So we learned how to scale and compress images, and we scaled and compressed images using GIMP. We also used tinypng.com and Sitecore as well. We did some not only cropping but scaling of images in Sitecore. We created a zip file of images and used the bulk upload feature to pull those into Sitecore. We also added a PDF and linked to it, and then went through some ways to organize the media library. So that's lesson 3. We'll see you in lesson 4.